Chapter 1: The Arrival. Jason stood at the gates of Hollow Ridge Prison, heart pounding, as the heavy iron doors clanged shut behind him. The distant echoes of laughter and shouts reverberated through the cold stone walls, creating a cacophony that filled him with dread. Wrongfully convicted, he felt like a stranger in an alien world, stripped of his freedom and innocence. In his diary, he penned his fears, the blank pages ready to absorb his pain and confusion. "What have I done to deserve this?" he wrote, fingers trembling as he recorded the brutal reality of prison life. Through his eyes, listeners sensed the oppressive atmosphere, the grimy walls, the watchful eyes of hardened inmates, and the ever-present clanging of metal. Yet beneath the layers of despair, flickers of hope began to emerge, urging him to believe that one day he would reclaim his life and prove his innocence. Chapter 2: Bonds of Survival. As Jason navigates the daunting landscape of prison, he encounters Marcus, an older inmate with a spirit that defies the despair surrounding them. Marcus takes Jason under his wing, recognizing the boy's fear and vulnerability. Through diary entries, Marcus shares haunting memories of his life before prison, his mistakes, his family, and the choices that sealed his fate. His words carry a mix of humor and profound wisdom, offering Jason unexpected comfort and guidance in this grim environment. "Life is a series of choices," Marcus writes, "and every choice sends out ripples we can't see." As they bond over shared meals and late-night conversations, Jason begins to grasp the harsh realities of survival within these walls. Slowly, he learns that resilience lies not only in enduring suffering, but also in forging connections. In this place of isolation, the friendship they cultivate becomes a lifeline, weaving hope into the fabric of their bleak existence. Chapter 3: Facing Demons. As Jason settles into prison life, he begins to confront the demons of his past, embracing a newfound resolve to reflect on his journey. His diary entries evolve from feelings of despair to deep introspection as he writes candidly about the pivotal moments that led him to this place. Memories of family gatherings, laughter, and dreams now feel distant yet haunting. Inspired by Marcus's guidance, Jason taps into his creative outlets, transforming pain into art and poetry, using words as a lifeline. His sketches depict both his longing for freedom and the emotions he struggles to articulate. Through the therapeutic process of writing, he discovers the catharsis in vulnerability, allowing his heart to bleed onto the pages. Each stroke of the pencil and each written word brings clarity, fostering self-acceptance and resilience. Jason realizes that confronting his past is not just about seeking redemption, but also about understanding that growth often springs from the seeds of sorrow. Chapter 4: Love Behind Bars. Amidst the concrete walls and iron bars, Clara finds solace in letters from Jake, a man from her past. In her diary, she pours her heart into vivid descriptions of their shared memories, a carefree summer filled with laughter and love. Clara's entries reveal the complexity of their relationship, where hope collides with the harsh realities of incarceration. Each letter brings fleeting joy, yet also deepens her sense of isolation as she grapples with the choices that led her here. Through vivid prose, she explores the longing for intimacy and connection, despite the barriers that separate them. As she writes, Clara reflects on the duality of love. It can be a lifeline, igniting her dreams of freedom, yet also a source of heartbreak as she fears losing Jake to the outside world. This chapter intertwines her narrative with Jason's, revealing how love and loss can profoundly shape the journey toward redemption, even from behind bars. Chapter 5: The Turning Point. As the cold whisper of winter settles over the prison, a flicker of hope ignites within the hearts of the inmates. The warden announces a new community outreach program aimed at bridging the gap between the prison and the outside world. Jason is electrified by the opportunity to mentor at-risk youth, drawing upon his own painful experiences to inspire change. In his diary, he writes fervently about the chance to transform his narrative from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. As he connects with the young participants, Jason realizes that these encounters are not just about giving back. It's a chance for personal redemption. Bonding with fellow inmates through shared laughter and stories, he discovers a renewed sense of purpose, reminding everyone of the profound impact of connection. Together, they begin to understand that even behind the thick, oppressive walls, seeds of hope can flourish, sprouting pathways toward a brighter future. Chapter 6. The Power of Forgiveness. As Jason continued his journey of introspection, a new inmate named Sarah arrived, burdened by the weight of her past. Her diary unfolded startling revelations of betrayal and loss, recounting a life marred by poor decisions and shattered trust. The air in the prison felt heavy as Sarah struggled to let go of her resentment toward those who had wronged her. In quiet conversations with Jason, she began to see the value of forgiveness as a tool for her healing. Inspired by Marcus's wisdom, Jason encouraged Sarah to confront her demons, his words reminding her that holding on to anger only stifles growth. Through shared reflections, Sarah gradually uncovered the power to forgive, not just others but herself. In her diary, she penned, "Freedom isn't just about the cell door. It's about releasing the chains in my heart." Their connection blossomed, embodying the transformative potential of compassion and understanding amidst despair. Chapter 7. Lessons from the Past. As Jason immerses himself in the stories shared by Marcus, he begins to recognize the cyclical nature of crime and consequence. Marcus shares vivid memories from his youth, the allure of street life, misguided loyalty, and the pivotal moments that led to his incarceration. Through his diary entries, he expresses the profound regret he feels for the choices that stole his freedom. Inspired by Marcus's candor, Jason reflects on his own life, contemplating the missed opportunities and decisions that brought him to this aging prison. Meanwhile, Sarah, a newcomer, reveals her struggle with betrayal, her story echoing the pain of misplaced trust. Encouraged by Jason and Marcus, she confronts her past with vulnerability, igniting a spark of self-forgiveness within her. The chapter captures the transformative power of shared experiences, as Jason, Marcus, and Sarah bond over their lessons learned, illuminating the path to redemption and the hope that every story can inspire change. Chapter 8. The Art of Expression. As the sun filters through the barred windows, a forgotten corner of the prison transforms into a vibrant hub of creativity. Inmates gather for an art workshop, their canvases a stark contrast to the gray walls that confine them. Jason picks up a paintbrush for the first time, hesitant yet hopeful. The workshop leader encourages them to express their emotions through colors and shapes. Clara sits nearby, her hands stained with paint as she pours her feelings into powerful verses. In her poetry, love and loss intertwine, echoing the longing for freedom. As Jason immerses himself in the process, he discovers an unexpected sense of liberation, channeling his fears and aspirations onto the canvas. The inmates share their creations, each revealing stories of resilience and pain. Through art, they bond, turning isolation into solidarity, illuminating the transformative power of self-expression even behind bars. Chapter 9. The Cost of Choices. In this chapter, we meet David, a newcomer whose youthful recklessness led him to a life-altering decision. He shares his diary entries with an honesty that reveals the weight of regret he carries. David's story unfolds as he recounts the thrill of a wild night that spiraled into tragedy, marking the beginning of his journey behind bars. As he reflects on his past choices, he recognizes the naive bravado that blinded him to the consequences of his actions. His diary reveals a longing for redemption and a deep desire to transform his narrative. David's candid reflections resonate with Jason and his fellow inmates, prompting them to engage in heartfelt discussions about the nature of choices and their repercussions. The chapter underscores the painful reality that every decision comes with a cost, but it also illuminates the possibility of change and the importance of learning from one's mistakes as they forge their paths toward redemption. Chapter 10. The Fight for Freedom. As hope flickered within the prison walls, Jason's determination solidified into a bold plan to gather evidence that could exonerate him. He convened a group of fellow inmates, each carrying a piece of a puzzle that could ultimately free him. In hushed whispers during yard time and over shared meals in the cafeteria, they brainstormed, drawing on their collective experiences and insights to uncover the truth that had eluded Jason for so long. The camaraderie among the inmates blossomed, transforming their isolation into solidarity. Meetings turned into brainstorming sessions filled with laughter, encouragement, and heart-wrenching stories of past regrets. Each diary entry reflected not just Jason's fight, but an awakening of hope throughout the prison. the community outreach program became a catalyst, igniting a sense of purpose. As Jason rallied his friends, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation, proving that even in despair, the light of justice could shine through the darkest of times. Chapter 11. Walls Come Down. As the days stretch into weeks, an unexpected camaraderie begins to blossom between the inmates and the correctional staff. In a pivotal moment, Jason organizes a sports day, inviting both guards and inmates to participate in friendly competition. The initial tension gives way to laughter and shared experiences, creating an atmosphere where humanity breaks through the hardened exteriors of both inmates and guards. Through diary entries, each inmate reflects on the significance of these interactions. Marcus writes about feeling seen for the first time, while Clara finds solace in shared stories of struggle and resilience. Jason, observing the walls that once separated them crumble, feels a renewed sense of purpose. He captures these transformative moments in his journal, emphasizing that redemption isn't only a personal journey, but also a collective one. As they play together, social barriers dissolve, revealing that the quest for understanding and compassion can happen even behind the unyielding bars. The courtroom battle. The courtroom buzzed with an electric tension as Jason stood before the judge, his heart racing. Today, his fate hung in the balance. Flashing lights captured every moment, while emotions ran high among friends and foes. Witnesses took the stand, their testimonies weaving the fabric of his innocence. Jason could feel the weight of Marcus's and Clara's hopeful gazes on him. Their diary entries echoed in his mind, urging him to stay strong. The opposing counsel painted him as a monster, but Jason's truth shone through the fog of lies. The minutes felt like hours as the jury deliberated. Memories flooded back, moments of friendship, clarity, and the strength he found within these walls. As the jury returned, silence enveloped the courtroom. Jason held his breath, knowing that whatever the verdict, he had already begun his journey of redemption, not just for himself, but for all who shared these bars. Chapter 13. Echoes of the Past. As Jason prepares for his imminent release, the gravity of leaving his comrades behind weighs heavily on him. He sits in the dim light of his cell, penning his final diary entry, reflecting on the friendships that have transformed him. Each inmate, Marcus, Clara, and Sarah, responds through their own entries, sharing their feelings of pride, sadness, and hope. Marcus writes about the bittersweet nature of Jason's journey, reminding him that liberation carries both promise and responsibility. Clara expresses her sorrow at losing a confidant, but finds solace in his inspiration. Sarah shares her gratitude, noting how Jason's resilience helped her confront her past. The shared voices echo within the walls, intertwining their fates despite the physical barriers soon to separate them. As the sun sets beyond the prison yard, they cling to the belief that while their paths may diverge, the bonds forged within these walls will resonate long after the bars are gone.